Hey guys, it's us again. So, let's see. So, you know how we mentioned Legendary doing.
I swear to God, if you were gonna talk about Brightburn again.
Oh, we're not talking. Brightburn's not even done by Legendary. You know how?
Okay.
You know how in Detective Pikachu, we made a joke about how Legendary is
Get
doing.
to the fucking point. I cannot contain my hype.
Yeah, you know how we made a joke about that? Well, yeah, it's not a joke. Legendary.
Julius, my fucking hype.
Legendary really knows how.
My fucking hype is through the roof.
Sorry, Tomas is like radioactive with nerdgasm right now. So,
I'm gonna blow up this car with my nerdgasm powers.
ew, gross.
That is not how that works.
But yeah, we saw Godzilla, King of
the Monsters.
King of the Monsters. So, non-spoilery thoughts. It was good.
This movie's fucking OD. I'm sorry.
This movie's good.
This movie's really fucking good.
Like even if you're just a casual Godzilla fan, like me, or if you're really, I can't even say hardcore. I think radioactive levels of hardcore.
Yeah, it's
melting point.
it's something else. No, but if there's one thing I want to applaud Legendary for, is that if you haven't seen any of the other Godzilla movies, guess what? All you really gotta do is maybe watch the 2014 movie. You don't have to. You can probably skip King Kong, all right, or Kong Skull Island, I think it's called. You can probably skip that too.
I kind of like Skull Island.
Yeah, I like it too. I'm just saying you can probably skip it, and you can still understand everything that goes on in this movie free, no problem. And that's something I am very appreciative of, is that you basically don't need that much. Is subtext the word here?
Primer?
Yeah, you don't need to basically. You don't need to be like, I need to watch all the Japanese Godzilla. You don't need to do that. Don't worry. Legendary is doing their own thing, and it's very straightforward, and it's not complicated, and I appreciate that.
Basically, if your movie makes you ask less than 6 questions, then this is a good movie. Like, if it makes you ask, like, less than a few questions, then you did good. Like, if it can make you engaged and not confuse you.
Now, these are the general questions. These aren't the, what if this, that, the third. No, these are the general, questions for you to know what's going on. But regardless, yes, you can just walk in, watch this movie, and enjoy it.
I mean, even if you're not into Godzilla, it's like, everyone knows who Godzilla is, and,
He's an icon.
And like, he fights other monsters.
And that's what this movie's about.
It's like, what more do you need? It's like, it's kind of like, again with the whole Legendary thing, it's like, it's kind of like it's kind of like with Detective Pikachu or Kingdom Hearts. It's like
maybe not Kingdom Hearts.
We love it because it's.
I say maybe not Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts is fucking complicated as fucking hell.
No, I mean as in like we love it in concept. We love it in concept.
That's true. But like the thing is, it's like this is all. It's like Detective Pikachu. It's like you like Pokemon. Here you go. You like Godzilla. Here you go. You know what I mean?
With Kingdom Hearts, you love Disney crossover fan fiction. Hell yeah!
Here you go.
It's one of those things where you can shut off your brain for most of the time. I mean, you do have to. I would have to say that you do have to pay attention to the story a bit. That this is one of those occasions. It's still entertaining.
It's thankfully, again, you do have to pay attention to understand what's going on.
Yeah.
Because there is science and whatnot, but it's not complicated. They don't overbear you with science.
Right.
Which is nice.
It's like a cakewalk of science.
They just dumb it down. And
I mean,
for the most part,
we're dealing with like giant monsters. I don't think science is like our biggest priority.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like they relate a lot of it to actual animal science. You know what I mean?
Right.
Which is.
And also we're relating it to like,
They use very practical examples, so if you're a science guy, I mean, I don't know how, obviously it's science fiction, but the point I'm trying to make here is that it's a very simple explanation, it's very easy to follow.
It's like, the whole immune system thing is just a metaphor anyway. And you remember how Godzilla was basically a cautionary tale about nuclear power? I mean, that's the whole basis behind him. Yeah, I think,
Well,
I think we would learn a lesson here.
I'm pretty sure, honestly, that... I mean, here's the thing. Okay, Godzilla's been many things, okay?
Yeah.
That's how he started out, was that, okay?
Yeah.
Other than that, he's been a force of nature. He's been a bad guy.
A good guy.
He's been a good guy. Hell, he's even been a fucking action hero, alright? He's been in a lot of things.
And yet, I already like this better than Man of Steel. Surprisingly. I mean, this movie was able to build its own universe in less than 2 movies. And yet it had its own...
Well, actually 2 movies.
In only 2 movies. And basically, this... As Tomas kept saying over and over in the theater, this is basically the Avengers, Justice League.
This is my version of the Avengers, okay?
This is his and somehow it outdoes the DCU with only 2 movies and with it being a crossover that delivers.
Hella delivers.
I mean, we don't see every kaiju.
I mean, of course not. Okay, the only movie that does shit like that is Destroy All Monsters way the fuck back when, because holy shit, toes nuts. Okay?
It's like, was there ever a mammoth-ish?
Like I said, I think that one's new.
Or like this weird
War
of the Worlds.
That's probably a redesign of Kumonga, I'd assume. And which is our giant spider monster of the day.
It looked like one of the creatures from Stephen King's The Mist.
Yeah.
That's what it reminded me of.
Yeah. So I assume that is a redesign of Kumonga. I assume anyway.
Then there's like.
But I'm okay.
Then there's the Mutos, of course.
The Muto. Yeah. Apparently there's more of them.
Yeah.
So there you go. As for what else exists, okay. So I don't know. Is this spoilers? Is this spoilers?
Okay. Yeah.
Do we count this?
Okay.
I don't know because some of this is in the trailer.
But
it depends on how many trailers you watch. So if you're like me, I try to steer clear.
The humans in this movie,
they're
okay. They're the support. I mean, obviously to have a human element in it,
I mean, every Godzilla movie has a human element, but
exactly.
It's a general thing with science fiction. Trying to balance the human element with the science fiction. You know what I mean?
Right. So, they're there in the support capacity, and also for our main character, I guess. What was his name? Sorry, it's the thing with Godzilla movies. Like, you're paying more attention to the giant monsters, less so to the names of the people, half the time.
I mean, here's the thing. The only name I remember straight up with you, being 110% honest, is Dr. Serizawa.
And I remember the little girl's name, Maddie, or...
Maddie.
Apparently...
I think it's Madison or Maddie?
Madison.
Okay.
And apparently, unlike a lot of child actors,
I know the
professor lady.
The professor lady's name is Emma.
Yeah.
So there you go.
So like, the kid's actually really smart.
Yeah. So, long story short, again, the plot's not complicated. The humans are kind of just there to be humans.
It does go into a little bit into the world that Godzilla inhabits.
Yes.
I mean, it's not like Aquaman levels of lore dump.
Yeah, thankfully you don't have to sit there and listen to expositions for like 40 fucking minutes.
But you do get thrusted into his world in a way.
You do, but
ironically, it also takes place underwater too.
Yeah, that's true. No, but like again, the thing that this movie tries to do is it tries to bring Godzilla in a real world in a semi-realistic way.
Semi.
I say semi because it's still science fiction, at the end of the day. You know what I mean? But it's like they tell their story through the people who study it, right? Obviously, and also through cave painting. So there you go.
And also, it still pretty much plays up the idea of the Titans are the original immune system.
They are the rulers of the Earth.
Yep.
Do not fuck with them. They rule this planet. Godzilla is the king. Period.
And also, if you thought that Jurassic World was like good with monster jump scares, no, this movie. There are points in this movie where it's that times 10.
Because Legendary is amazing.
Yeah. It's like, welcome to Jurassic World. No, I want to go to the Kingdom of Monsters now.
Hell, yeah, I want to go to that comic book too, actually. That comic book's OD.
But...
Frank's a good artist, but anyway.
Let's see. What else?
So,
what else?
okay, so if you're okay, I'm gonna speak from the G fan perspective. If you're a G fan, holy shit, you will flip your lid at this movie.
As a casual,
Okay, I'm saying this as a G fan, all right? Because literally, you will love all the details of this movie. You will catch everything. If you're, I don't know if you're me anyway. I caught literally everything they did, and I was like, "You guys are fucking funny. Your little details here and there. Oh, I fucking see. You guys are fucking hilarious."
I mean, even as a casual fan, it's like I noticed a few things, and it was really cool, and also based on Tomas's reaction, it's like, okay, it's like he notices things from the Godzilla franchise.
Yeah, there are a lot
unlike
of references.
unlike other franchises where they just stick it in, and hoping that you will nerdgasm at it and rely on that.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas this movie actually will put effort into it.
Oh yes, they put so much effort into it. To put it in perspective, alright, this is probably going to be one of the few movies I buy the full soundtrack for, because soundtrack.
Yeah, the soundtrack is really good.
Fucking amazing.
They remade like how much music?
They remade, I think, like damn near every important theme, like
especially the Godzilla theme. Holy crap!
Yeah, all of those. They remade the Monster Zero theme. They remade the Mothra theme. Like, dude, it's so good.
Let's see what else. You know how, like, I'm gonna bring this up again. You know how in Dawn of Justice, or even Batman v Superman, where they ape a bunch of a lot of imagery, especially like from Frank Miller stuff, just basically hoping that if you read the comics, or if you're fans of this, then you will nerdgasm.
Yeah.
But in the end, we hated almost half. We either hated people in this movie, or we were bored by them.
Yeah. See, the thing is that with that kind of imagery, it kind of, and with the way the movie is, it kind of just wishes it was the comic book. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You kind of just you rather have the comic book, but like with this, right?
Here they actually cared.
It's like, sure, they reference stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's like they acknowledge that this is their own thing. You know what I mean?
And
this
also
is their new world. Hey, you want to talk about something? You want a good example of like it saying like this is their own world? Dr. Serizawa is an actual fucking character. You know what I mean? He is a character that has been in a grand total of, guess what? One movie before Legendary stepped in and was like, hey, let's make him a character.
Now that's the thing. They actually cared about what they were producing, and they remembered we're making a movie.
They're making. I mean, they're not just making a movie, but they're making a monster movie. And,
we're making a monster movie?
They remembered what happened to TriStar.
Yeah.
TriStar fucked up. Man.
Which means... Which means Warner Brothers is going to have to step up.
Step up your shit, Warner Brothers! Come on!
It's like I'm very sure they are taking up... So, overall... the characters are good. Mostly you're here for Godzilla,
I mean,
obviously.
You're here for Godzilla, period. Okay? Let's be real here.
The humans are okay.
Right. There is a few movies where the humans are good, okay? They're fine. You know what I mean?
Fine.
They don't make me hate people, thankfully. They're okay. They can be there. It's okay.
They make smart decisions based on what they can observe from, you know,
They are fine to exist here, as you know what I mean. They don't offend me.
The villain is, at this point he's very basic, but first appearance of a villain.
I feel like they will expand upon him.
Yeah, eventually,
because it's a monsterverse. You know what I mean? They got all this shit planned. So
basic eco-terrorist villain.
Yeah, as far as we know, he's very layer one. There's not a whole lot about him, but hey. They're gonna fill in the gaps, I imagine.
I think.
You know what I mean?
I think I'm okay with it. Like, unlike most people, where like with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, where their biggest problem is the villains. Like, it doesn't bother me as much because their priority was the story, the characters, and the villains.
Yeah.
Whereas here, it's like it's the story, the characters, Godzilla, and the humans.
Yes.
That was the main priority. The villain just needs to be there as a catalyst. That's it.
Agreed.
Or just like a tension starter, or a situation starter. Like, they serve their purpose.
They do.
Like, not all villains need to be fully like deep. They just need to start shit.
Yeah. And even then, it's like I said, since we know, like, since we know that like this is his first movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're eventually gonna fill in the gaps.
Yeah.
So we can look forward to more of that. So
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Do what the Godzilla anime didn't do. Give their characters fucking depth. Just saying.
And then okay, so we're gonna go into spoiler territory.
Oh yeah. So spoilers, okay? So
I do like what they try to do with the main character and his family. Where it was the whole Titans thing. The Godzilla thing.
Yeah,
they lost a child.
It's another family that's been scarred by monster destruction.
Yeah, by the whole Titans thing.
Yeah.
And one prefers to kill them all, the other one wants to save them.
And I like the take on them because they both got intoxicated by two different things. One of them was alcohol, the other one was their research.
Both of them dove into something.
Yes.
To substitute to cope with their grief.
Yep.
I do like their daughter, Miranda. She's really smart.
Madison.
God
damn.
Sorry. Again, the humans are not the main, but I do like what the movie tried to do with them.
Yes. There's only one thing I don't like.
What?
Spoiler alert!
We're in the spoiler section.
We're in spoiler territory. Okay, I'm telling you right now. You pause this video right now. What I'm about to say. Okay, you pause the video. Good. Shut off your ears. Okay. Go watch this movie. This movie's great.
We're already in the spoiler territory.
I just wanted to clarify because this is a big spoiler.
Okay.
All right. The only thing I don't like is that they fucking killed off Dr. Serizawa.
Yeah.
That made me very sad. Okay, because two things. One, he's finally a fucking character. like don't get me wrong, the original movie's a great character too, alright? But like, he was a character that existed for more than one movie. And the other thing was that he was, I won't lie, he was the best character in the whole fucking franchise so far. So losing him's a big deal.
But at least they gave his death
They give him a purpose, obviously.
a very serviceable, a very appropriate death. Mm-hmm. At the very least, he gets to come face to face with his god, basically, in his temple, and sacrifice himself so that way Godzilla could become stronger. But
supercharged.
But yeah, I did kind of like that whole thing where Emma. Where we think like, oh, we're here to save the main character and his family, and somewhere along the line, Emma actually agrees with the eco-terrorists and helps unleash
all the Titans.
Yep.
At least specifically
the first one being Ghidorah.
Monster Zero, which, fun fact, they kept the character, or the monster I should say, completely intact. They didn't do some whack shit like the fucking anime. They kept the character intact. Ghidorah is everything you know and loved him, and supercharged.
Right, the whole, well, pun intended, supercharged.
Yeah. Well, I mean, fucking, you get it.
But, yeah, the whole he came from space sort of thing.
Yep, so the first
certain things don't affect him.
Yep, he's from space. He can apparently manipulate weather now. To me, this is probably the second most... This is debatably the second... No, this is either the second or third most powerful Ghidorah we've ever had.
I actually really found the whole controlling weather thing really cool.
I think that's such a cool fucking take for that character to do. But, like, outside of... The reason why I say second most is because, like, fucking... Most powerful Ghidorah, unfortunately, is the anime.
Okay.
Because that's a fucking interdimensional god, apparently.
I mean, this movie goes out of its way to basically remind us that, yeah, these things were the first gods.
Yeah, these things don't fuck around, but this Ghidorah is, oh my god, just the way, again, the character's intact. You look at this character and you're like, yeah, that's fucking King Ghidorah. He doesn't fuck around. This thing fucking murders Godzilla. Like, holy shit. You know what I mean?
And in order to try and stop it, we actually try to launch a big missile at it.
Oh yeah, apparently, okay, so other things we're gonna talk about, okay? So obviously, the king is still the king, alright?
Yeah.
Godzilla is fucking OD, alright? Like, the thing with this movie is that it pumps all the monster fights to fucking 11, alright?
Mm-hmm.
And they're all so satisfying.
Like, even, like, when Ghidorah emerges from... heck, even when Mothra first emerges, it's scary.
Whenever something happens, it just looks great.
So, basically, guys, imagine, like... Okay, when Mothra first emerges... Now, just picture this. What if a giant caterpie started attacking you with string shot? Oh, it's just string shot. No, it's still scary.
It kind of, pushes you into a wall, and you can't move now. Hey.
I mean, she didn't eat anybody, but she still bodied a lot of guards.
Yeah. Hey, you know what I mean? Like...
And can we just admire how beautiful Mothra is?
Yes, that's another thing. The visuals in this movie are fucking amazing.
Where Godzilla and
Ghidorah
where Godzilla needs to be intimidating, Ghidorah needs to be, fuck you, I'm a giant 3-headed dragon.
My thing was that Ghidorah has always been symbolized to be kind of like a demon, and they did that really well. Because I know that because I'm a nerd. Yeah, I know. Fucking shoot me.
And then Rodan, being the demon of fire.
I'm glad which is weird, because I say weird because I think in Rodan's movie he dies in a volcano, but for some reason ever since then they've always made Rodan a fire elemental and whatever else he's appeared in. But they went with the classic fire elemental trope that's been around for a while now, and like I said, they took that trope and they supercharged it.
And then with Mothra, whenever Mothra is around, it's like she's an angel.
She's the queen of the motherfucking monsters. She's the queen.
And I love how one of the soldiers actually made a joke about, so her and Godzilla are kind of, yeah, you got a problem with that?
She's the queen, bro. That's it. I ain't questioning anything. That is amazing that she is the queen. Alright?
When she emerges from her cocoon, it is beautiful. I am naming my next butterfly Pokemon after Mothra.
Everyone else, right? As if you didn't do that as a kid. You didn't know what Godzilla was. Let's be real here. Because I did that too.
I mean, even though we don't have the fairies or anything, we substituted with fireflies, which was beautiful.
No, here's the thing, alright? So, I feel like they kind of low-key,
insert the fairies or something?
Not even really insert the fairies, but I feel like I've seen that actress somewhere, or I've seen her line of actresses somewhere. Maybe I'm crazy.
The Chinese lady. I like how she would normally say, myth is how we understand things.
No, it's not just that, but I feel like because the thing is at one point they pull up the pictures and whatnot, right? Mm-hmm. And I feel like they low key kind of were hey, this is a reference to the fairies, right? Because they're they're the third generation, right? And then you see these two women who look.
Oh yeah, they look. Oh. Yeah.
And then also the picture is taken on Infinite,
Oh, okay.
That's why I said, oh, you guys are fucking hilarious. Why I said you guys are fucking hilarious. Because I was oh, that's a...
So they're supposed to be the two fairies, I guess. Or at least a reference.
Yeah, it's a reference. It's a... I don't know if that's kind of a reference, but
because usually the fairies would look very Chinese.
They're tiny, they do their own thing. But, they're the scientists that monitor Mothra, so,
Yeah.
And again, found on Infant Island, so...
But yeah, we're losing focus. We're gushing too much about other things.
For real though, Mothra character intact, Rodan's character intact. Well, Rodan's character is intact and supercharged, which I love. Okay.
But of course, because this is a Godzilla movie, we still spend a lot of time with the humans, and I love how the military. I like how the military. There's still some level of. Oh, we're not... how in most...
They just want to kill everything.
They want to kill everything. But they're at least willing... I feel like there was more of a willingness to listen to the scientists, where in most cases they would say, fuck it, let's not listen to the scientists that we hired.
Yeah. See, the thing is, obviously that's usually what the military is there for. But the other thing I want to say... Okay, there's one thing I wish the movie cleared up a little more.
What?
What the fuck was in the oxygen destroyer? Because you're not going to just be hey, we built an oxygen destroyer. It's called that. Okay? What the fuck's in it?
I'm very sure there's something.
The only reason why I bring that up is because that was the weapon that was used in the original Godzilla, right? to
Right.
kill Godzilla, which was made by Dr. Serizawa, alright? That
Right.
was his whole deal. And the reason why they used it was to kill Godzilla, right?
Right.
But Serizawa used it on himself so he could die too, so no one could have it.
Mm.
Yeah.
I do, and also...
So, I want to know what the fuck, if you're gonna throw that at me like that, what was in it? What's it about? You can't just be like, yes, it's the oxygen strike. You can't tease me like that. Come on.
I think that was the purpose. Like,
fuckers.
Just to throw that little Easter egg
You
there.
fuckers. Oh my god.
I do like how it also does the whole hero or villain, do we kill him or not thing, you know, like what they try to do in Batman v Superman. A lot better here.
I agree.
It's like, oh, we're so fearful of him, maybe we should kill him. And then we see the consequences of that.
Yeah, we see the consequences of attempting to kill Godzilla very fast.
And we nearly did. Holy crap.
Yeah, because apparently, as it turns out, Ghidorah can mind control other monsters, which is fucking cool.
And also the oxygen destroyer doesn't work on him. Because he's not native to Earth.
Which is also fucking cool.
I mean, I guess if it's a creature that comes from outer space, it wouldn't need oxygen.
I mean, yeah, most likely. I mean, Ghidorah can totally travel through space, so there you go.
So, like,
And the one thing I want to say, too, about this movie real quick is that this movie opens the door to so many fucking other possibilities. I'm not going to go through this, obviously. But I just want to say this movie opens the door to so many other fucking possibilities for the MonsterVerse. It's fucking amazing. So not only is, Avengers-style movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
But this movie just was like, here you go. These are all the things they can fucking do. And there's a fucking long list of things they could do if they wanted to.
now, back on the military thing,
Go
I
right
do
on.
love how there was, not only do they work with the scientists, they make an effort to get people out of there. I did like that.
I mean, yeah, there's one thing, like...
And also, we do see how, they really
That-
are trying to help them. Like the scene with the mother and the kid in Venezuela. They both...
Mexico.
Or is it Mexico?
It's Mexico.
It's Mexico. Okay, it's Mexico.
Mexico.
And they really made the effort to, like, even just
That's usually-
crash their chopper into the main jet just to get inside,
Yes. It's usually...
which was cool.
I agree. I won't lie, the sequences in this movie in terms of, like, tension and whatnot are a lot better than most of the Godzilla movies in terms of evacuation. Because, like, the reason why I say that is because usually, depending on what series you're following, for the most part, like, the evacuation happens, right? And Godzilla's just in the background, alright?
And also,
But in most scenarios, you're given a front row seat, which is crazy.
yep,
It's
yeah, like in 3 fights. Like with the first movie, like at the end of the first movie,
Yeah.
we get to see the fight up close.
Yeah.
Here it happens 3 times.
Yeah.
One in Antarctica,
What?
one in Mexico, then one in Boston.
It's not even just that too, but even like when Rodan Awakens is another good example.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Of just like front row seat.
Where-
you know what I mean? Like
where
mid evacuation, all this shit's happening.
Yep.
So-
And also when we're trying to lure him away, yeah, all of them get bodied.
Yeah. See, it's great.
It is.
Because for the most part, in the like most Godzilla movies, it's just like the evacuation's happening, and the evacuation either happens before Godzilla shows up, or he shows up and he's just in the background and no one's like really doing much.
This movie,
But it depends on like what movie you're watching.
this
so,
movie really does know how to do the tension. Like
Yes.
with Jurassic World, like you feel the tension there.
Mhm.
Like even with the mom when Emma is fighting with her daughter, and also the eco-terrorists sound the signal now, wake it up now, and her daughter is just asking her, please just at least let them get to safety.
Mhm.
And also, the whole Emma siding with the eco-terrorists, like I made the joke where it's like she's talking about balance and
Yeah.
restoring
here's the
natural
thing.
order.
Unlike Thanos, okay? Unlike Thanos, okay? She actually is creating shit. Okay? The reason why I say this is because, like they said, right? The apparently the radiation the Titans leave behind does produce nature, and this is apparent in one case. Go watch the first Godzilla movie. I forgot what town was completely abandoned and said there were radiation, but like you look at that whole town is fucking green as fuck.
so
So they play on that detail, and I'm just like, this fucking makes sense. Holy shit. You know what I mean? And they expand on it in, like, miscellaneous articles towards the end of the movie, I feel like. And they tell it through that way. It's interesting.
Which might be a little bit... But considering how long this movie is, it's like, yeah, we were here for the monster fight. Oh, no. Sorry. So, like, lights went out. Oh, no. It's Ghidorah.
He's fucking at it again.
Dear Lord, don't let it attack us. I mean, when we first see Ghidorah, we see a bunch of soldiers trying to, like...
They just start shooting. I mean, here's the thing, Jules. What else are you supposed to do, alright? What would you do? There's a giant dragon in front of you. He's going to kill you, okay? This is the monster of malice and shit, okay? He's going to fucking fuck your shit. What are you gonna do?
I'm just sitting there and thinking, oh, that's cute. And then he just triple lightning streamed all of them, and then it started licking up their remains.
And they get fucking eviscerated, which is great.
They get eviscerated, and Ghidorah is just licking up their remains. And I like how it even fights with its other head sometimes. Mm-hmm. Like an actual animal. Like, how would a multi-headed animal react? Like, oh, they basically hate each other, in a sense.
Yeah, it's great, you know what I mean? It's just those little interactions that add layer to the character, which I appreciate.
And let's see what else.
Oh yeah, so other things this movie...
Wait. I was trying to say this earlier. I made the joke earlier when Emma was talking about, restoring the natural order, making balance. I made the joke of, Thanos orgasmed somewhere and he doesn't know why.
He checks this reality. Yo, this reality is kind of lit.
It's like she talks about overpopulation, war and pollution, resources. Okay, yeah, it's like they saw Endgame before writing this, didn't they?
Probably.
Probably.
Yeah, but other than that, though, one of the things this movie introduces that towards the end of the movie is we get Burning Godzilla back.
So basically, after supposedly killing Godzilla, more like wounding him, kind of like Man of Steel style, where it looked like he was dead. Turns out he's not.
Yeah.
So we
basically go to where he lives underwater. Okay, this is the short version. Okay.
And it was awesome. It's basically his temple where he was worshipped.
Mm-hmm. And
there was like there's a magma chamber in there where he recharges, but it could take years.
Yeah, so we decided to blow up a nuke in his face. Again, it's a classic thing that humanity does. We're there to supercharge Godzilla in some form or way, and that's what we do. We supercharge him here. So we detonate a nuke. I don't know how many nukes we detonated on him, but the point is,
like one. It just looked like one warhead.
I assume one, but the point is, we detonate a nuke point blank, and bam, full restore, free. Okay.
And however, at the cost of.
However, it turned out we kind of we supercharged him a little too hard. All right.
Yeah, where they're detecting radiation coming off of him, where it looks like he will explode.
Yep. Which is a reference to Burning Godzilla. Burning Godzilla is in this movie, but unlike the last movie he was in, he doesn't end the world. Thank God.
But I do love it when I did love it when he does start charging. He comes in all lavaed up, and just by walking near shit, he melts them.
That's how it is. That's how Burning Godzilla actually is.
That looks so cool.
Again.
I mean, yeah, I know it's a thing. It's just it looks so cool.
It is. Like, the attention to detail is phenomenal. Like, holy shit. And apparently, Burning Godzilla is so powerful that apparently he just melts Ghidorah. Just straight up.
Like,
just by exploding multiple times.
So you guys ever notice like how Wonder Woman claps her bands together and releases a shockwave? This is Godzilla basically letting loose its radiation.
Yeah. And he just stands there.
Just standing there, boom, or just like letting out little big shockwaves, burning up Ghidorah's wings and everything. Mm-hmm. And the crowning. So if you thought the Muto Blast was cool, the way he finishes off Ghidorah...
Can Legendary just make fatalities for fucking Mortal Kombat 11?
I know, that was...
Pretty please!
So, after he basically nukes Ghidorah and most of Boston, we think like, oh, Ghidorah survived. No, it's just one of its heads. And it's inside Godzilla's mouth. And it's still alive!
Mm-hmm.
And then Godzilla just vaporizes it and then eats the rest. That was awesome. That was... If that doesn't supplant your place's alpha, then
I don't know what else does.
I don't know what else does. Although if I could be like a little bit nitpicky, the whole alpha wolf thing is not a thing. That's been debunked a long time ago. But you know, just to let you guys know. So what else about this movie? I mean,
if you're a G fan, you fucking lose your mind. Okay. But say the movie does have its flaws. Not gonna lie, unfortunately, but it's not a perfect movie. But it's everything. I mean, part of it's probably because it's been so long, but it's everything I've ever wanted in a modern day Godzilla movie. It's
a little bit slower pace compared to the first one. Or maybe about the same pace, I guess.
I think this is better.
Yeah, this is better.
Because the reason it's better is because...
There's more.
Yeah, not just there's more, but it's satisfying.
There's a lot more to show.
Yes. It's also very satisfying.
It's like... It didn't bother me as much in the first movie, where it kept baiting.
Yeah, it didn't bother me as much either. But some people were kind of turned off at that, and I understand why.
Yeah, I understand why too.
Yeah.
But this one, it knows it's going to be long, so it's like, okay, we got to keep the viewers engaged.
Yeah, the monsters are there to keep you interested, and I very much appreciate how they're spaced stuff enough so that you're not just like worn out by it, but it's also, you know, you get exposition, monster fight, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you're engaged. And then, like, you get more talking. And then it's like, you pay attention for the most part, right?
And as to how we were able to, as to how the eco-terrorists were planning to, you know, manipulate the monsters into coming out.
They mimic their...
call.
Yeah, basically.
An alpha wave sort of thing.
Yep.
So, I kind of found that interesting because it's just basically combining multiple sounds, or at least sounds that they could synthesize, based on what they could observe from them. It kind of reminded me of Jurassic Park 3, where they 3D printed a raptor's echo chamber thing.
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense. Like, just observing, like, parts of their bodies. It's a stretch, but not too far of a stretch.
Not too far-fetched.
To try and simulate their sounds, or at least try to mimic it. And it worked, and the base code of it is human, which I thought was a nice touch.
So there you go.
And I love how they pointed out, yeah, we're all a bunch of like carnivorous or murderous horny fucks.
2%, by the way.
Okay, but yeah, action is great. Like,
this movie's fucking dope. If you don't watch this movie, what the fuck? Seriously, I'm saying this probably because I'm hyped up as fuck. But seriously, watch this movie.
It makes you engrossed into the action where we are front row and center. The humans are experiencing it.
Yeah. There's nothing you should like. I feel like there's nothing in this movie that makes me absolutely hate it. Okay. There's nothing there that makes me hate it. There's things that obviously are flawed. It's not a perfect movie, but I love this movie. Fuck yes, give me more. Please.
I think there could be, if I think hard enough, long enough, I could find something wrong, but it's very minuscule at this point.
Yes, I agree.
It's kind of like a Marvel movie. It's like, yeah, I don't care. It's like, it has flaws, but yeah.
It's good.
It's good.
And that's all I care about.
Giant monsters. How more straightforward can we get?
Why not watch this movie?
Alright, guys, we'll see you again. For kaiju-esque kind of things, please check out my Let's Play, and where I basically control godlike monsters anyway. And, follow Tomas on whatever he does. What do you do again?
I just do comment videos. I do comment videos, and I do montages, so follow your boy on YouTube, hit your boy up on Facebook for fucking, you want to talk to me about the Godzilla movie, please talk to me. I love this movie. I love to talk to you, alright? So there you go.
Man, I now regret calling my Groudon just Kaiju instead of Godzilla.
Why didn't you call him Burning Godzilla? You're a disgrace to humanity, I swear to God.
I know. Alright guys, we'll see you later. Bye!
Bye!